Hello and welcome. It's been a while. If you're new here, my name is Marissa or Riss or Rissy or whatever the hell you want to call me. But I haven't made a video in like half the year. I went through a little bit of a depressive episode, if you could say. A lot has happened in between that time. I stopped working on the cruise ship I was working on. I moved to New York City to pursue acting. And it's just a lot of pressure to try and put out something that you're proud of. And I think a lot of people think it's kind of cringy to try and fully commit to posting on social media, and so that was kind of holding me back a little bit. And I also just wanted to focus on finding my way in New York. So I'm back here, and with no intention of getting any type of recognition for it. I just need to talk, and I want to make a video because it's something fun for me, and I shouldn't care what other people have to say about that, if I'm cringy or not. So, if you know me, then you know that my favorite holiday is Valentine's Day. And I know it's stupid, like people like, "Ooh, it's a commercialized holiday. It's dumb." I know that. I know it's a commercialized holiday. I don't care. I don't care that it's, capitalism trying to sell me stuff. I love Valentine's Day, and it's not even about being in a relationship, because I'm currently not even in a relationship, which we will get to later. But I just love love, and I love seeing all the pink and the red everywhere and the hearts. I don't know if any of you have, growing up, had parties in school for Valentine's Day where they'd make the little, what do they call, like mailboxes, and you'd make them out of construction paper, and usually they're in the shape of a heart, and they'd have the little, thingy that goes down on them. What are they called? The little thingy that goes down on the mailbox. You know what I mean? And if you get like a Valentine, you'd know because the thing changes. And then on Valentine's Day, you open up all your Valentines and you read them, and you can show your friends like, "Oh, I got this one." And then you could like purposely give the really ugly ones to the bitches in the class, because you had to give them to everybody. Like, you weren't allowed to leave anybody out. So like all the people that bullied me, I'm like, "Ooh, you get the ugly one." You know what I mean? Like, I loved doing Scooby-Doo Valentines, because Scooby-Doo growing up was like my favorite. So pretty much every year I did like a Scooby-Doo. Sometimes I did like a Disney princess one, but I would do Scooby-Doo, and then I would just give them like the ugliest one that had like the least amount of characters to the people that were not very nice to me. But it was fun, you know what I mean? You got candy. Best part, you had a party at school. Amazing. And you get to spread love, and I've loved it ever since I was a little kid. It's one of my favorites. If you've watched some of my other videos, you could see I have turned myself into Cupid before. That was a time nobody recognized who I was, but I wanted to do it because it's one of my favorite holidays. So there was actually one year, I'll never forget about it. Dad, if you're watching, I'll never forget about this. He was totally in the right, by the way, like totally in the right. I was being a little shit, but in I think it was fourth grade, I hated playing the flute. We had to pick an instrument to play in band class. My mom played flute in high school, so she already had one. We didn't have to spend any money on an instrument. I'm like, okay, I'm going to play flute. I already played piano from the time I was like 4, so I wanted to play piano, but that wasn't an option to play in band or orchestra. So I had to pick a different instrument. Flute was the one to go for, I guess. And I couldn't learn it. I have trouble learning from sight reading anyway, and the teacher I had just like would pass you off of like sheet music and be like, "Okay, play." And I was 10. I'm like, I don't know. My piano teacher was always really nice about that, and she always was like letting me hear it by ear and then try and do it back. This guy, no. Like I couldn't learn from him. And it was also like really, really fast paced, and I have like auditory processing issues, so like the whole thing I was like, I hate this, right? So I try and get out of it as much as possible. In the morning I'd be like, I'm so sick. I can't go to school today. Whenever I had a lesson, I'm like, I can't go to school today. It's just, I'm really sick. So it was Valentine's Day, which, again, favorite holiday. Looking forward to it all week. But I was like, no, I have band practice today. I have band class today. I have to go to flute. And I did not want to do that, especially on my favorite day. Like, it was going to ruin my whole day. So I said, okay, I have my lesson at 8 a.m. The party isn't happening until maybe like the end of the day, 2 p.m. I can pretend to be sick in the morning, feel better, go to school, right? That was my process. So I'm really sick, Dad. I can't go to school. And he was like, okay. He stayed home with me. He took the day off, I'm pretty sure. Like, I was a little shit. He took the day off of work. And then, like, halfway through the day, I think I waited till literally when my appointment was supposed to be done. My class was supposed to be done, right? I go, oh, I'm feeling better, Dad. I'm 100% better. I want to go to school now. And he said, nope, you're staying at home. And I said, no, like, take my temperature. Look at me. I'm feeling so good. Now I can go to my party. Today's the party. And I think my dad, like, knew what was going on. And as a punishment, which was valid, he was like, no, you're not going to the party, you're staying home. I was so mad. I cried. I cried so much. And then the next day, everyone was like, Marissa, it was so much fun. You weren't here. Everyone enjoyed it. We had so much fun. Why weren't you here? And I'm like, again in class. I was so upset. And then everybody else, like, all the decorations were down already. Everything was gone. Everything. And the only thing that was left was just my sad little mailbox taped to the wall alone, stuffed with Valentines. So, like, at least I got some Valentines and some candy out of it. So, you know, I opened those, put it in my backpack, whatever, but I didn't get any of the cake or any of the drinks or any of the pizza that would have been at the party, and none of my friends were able to celebrate with me, and all the decorations were gone. I was so upset. And then I learned from then on, I was like, okay, I probably shouldn't pretend to be sick to get out of this. And good thing, because that was my last year of elementary school, and after that point I didn't have to be in band anymore, and I said, oop, bye flute, not doing it anymore, goodbye, I don't like it. But this year, this Valentine's Day is going to be my first time single for Valentine's Day in the last 5 years. I mean, it kind of went by fast. COVID, the past 3-4 years, has just made everything fly by. I still feel like I'm a 19-year-old. Like, I don't feel like I've gotten older. Time is just not real to me. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. But I had been in a relationship for 3 years. And when that ended, a little while after that, I got into another relationship that I was in for a year and a half. And that one just ended about 2 weeks ago. And I'm not going to let it destroy my love for Valentine's Day. Because, again, Valentine's Day for me isn't really about romantic relationships. It's about spreading love, and I really just love seeing all the decorations around and everything. It just makes me happy. So, this year, I'm going to do my best to treat myself and go out with my other single friends and have some fun. Because I think I deserve it. I've been through a lot this past month. Basically, the person that I was in a relationship with for the past year and a half was in a relationship with somebody else for the last 8 years. And I didn't know about this person, obviously. And I had asked the person that I was dating at the time, I had asked him before we started dating, you know, if you're with somebody else, or if you're interested in being with multiple people, just find somebody else, because that's not what I'm about. And the reason why that was such a normal thing to ask or say at the beginning of our relationship was because I met this person on the cruise ship that I was working on, and cheating and polyamory are extremely, extremely common on a ship. If you want to be with multiple people or cheat on your partner, cruise ship's pretty much the perfect place to go do that, because everybody's doing that and a lot of people don't mind. But personally, I did mind. So when we first started talking, I told him, listen, if you're with somebody, like, I'm not chill with that. And he reassured me. He was like, no, I'm a good guy. I'm not going to do that. I'm not in a relationship, and I haven't been in a long time. And I was like, okay, perfect, and we'll take this slow, because I had recently gotten out of a relationship a little bit earlier. So I wanted to take it slow, and he was kind of the one that was, taking it a little bit further in the beginning there. I think he got a little scared in the middle, and like got scared of commitment, because he started to like back away from me, and I was like, why is he doing this? And now I realize, looking back, it was guilt. So I've been through a lot this past month, kind of grappling with the thought of everything being a lie and being used in that way, and I still really care about this person, but it was really messed up that they did this to me. So this Valentine's Day is a rough one, and I want to care for myself this Valentine's Day. So that's the tea. Honestly, what I've been through is not even the worst thing that's happened on Valentine's Day. To be honest, did you know, I was looking this up because I'm like a history nerd. Did you know that the like creation of Valentine's Day was actually like kind of morbid? They used to, I think it was in Greece, they used to take animals and kill them. I think it was sheep and dog. Like they would take the animals, kill them, use their hide to like whip women's butts. Like that's some kinky I mean, the Greeks were just kinky in general. I think it was the Greeks or the Romans. I don't know. I need to re-look that up. One of those guys, they used to do that, and they would like whip women, and women would like line up. This was not, I mean, maybe it was, I don't know. But for my research, it was not like forcing women to get hit with these hides. The women would line up and be like excited because they believed it would promote fertility. It's like Slay Queen. I love that for you. Yes, get it. So, I mean, now looking at women getting slapped with animal hide for God knows how long on Valentine's Day, I think, it could be worse for me. So, I'm being optimistic. I'm obviously sad. I was devastated. I cried for like a week and a half straight. No joke. And I still cry about it sometimes when I think about it too hard. But I am happy, and I'm trying to get better. Let's be so for real too. All I want for Valentine's Day this year is Renee Rapp. Like, if you're wondering who's liking all of her Instagram posts and reposting all of her TikToks, that's me. If nobody in the world left is a Renee Rapp fan, then I'm dead. Do her followers have a name? Like, Nicki Minaj has the Barbs. What does Renee Rapp have? The rappers? Like, fucking... like the candy wrappers, that'd be cute. Oh my god, but that wouldn't make any sense. Renee rappers. I don't know. Let me know. Do they have a name? I'm gonna be one of them. Okay, so I actually did real life research instead of just pulling stuff out of my ass. And I looked up the origins of Valentine's Day, and it said that nobody really 100% knows for sure the exact origins, but they do believe it comes from, there's an Emperor Claudius. It was in Rome. I was wrong about the Greeks. It was in Rome. There was an Emperor Claudius that executed two different men, both named Valentine, on the same exact day, on February 14th, but in different years. It was a really weird coincidence. There were accounts that the one man who was executed, he was a priest who continued to allow marriages to happen when this emperor tried to outlaw marriage because he thought that his soldiers were weak when they were married. So he didn't want them to get married anymore, and he made marriage illegal. And then this priest was like, no, I believe in love. And so he would let people get married. And then he killed them. And now we're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna remember love and all the sacrifice that this guy made in the name of love, which I think is a really good, if it's true, that's a good story. I like that. That's cute. I feel really bad for the guy. I'm sorry he had to die for us to now have chocolate boxes and balloons and teddy bears overstock the shelves in Walmart. Who would have thought? Do you think he would have thought that him making this decision, like thousands of years ago, would lead to the most capitalistic holiday in America? America didn't exist yet. This guy didn't even know the impact that he had. Wild. I love history. I love it. Speaking about love, has anyone been following the whole Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing? That was a dumb question. Everybody has. I'm not even a Swiftie. I'm not hating on anybody that is a Swiftie. I'm not hating on Taylor Swift. Don't come for me. I just don't listen to her music. I listen to it when it comes up on my TikTok, which, by the way, isn't going to happen anymore because, what's it, UMG took all of their music off of TikTok, so there's nothing to dance to sing to listen to anymore. Unfortunate. But anywho, I'm not hating. I just don't listen to her music that much, okay? Anywho, I think it's crazy the amount of men that are going psycho over the fact that she goes to her boyfriend's games, okay? It's one thing if she was going to every game, didn't know anybody there, and was like, the camera was on her the whole time and you're missing the game. That'd be ludicrous, right? She's going to the game, which even if she wasn't dating somebody, she's allowed to go to a football game. People go to basketball games, they go to football games all the time. Celebrities, they are on camera. They're on camera for these games on the sidelines because they're celebrities. You show them. Anywho, she goes to her boyfriend's game and she's supporting him. The camera pans over when he gets a goal or a touchdown. I don't fucking know football that much. I'm trying to learn. But they come up, but they show her on camera. They show her on camera. And men lose their mind. She's ruining football. She's ruining football. I can't watch football anymore. The NFL just loves Taylor Swift now. Everything's about Taylor. I hate football now. You're ruining it for me. This is for men. Like, guys, they actually looked at all the footage on each game that she's been in, and out of the 3-hour game, Taylor Swift was on the screen for like 28 seconds. 28 seconds. Is it that she's ruining the game, or do you just hate to see women in a space that's typically for men? I'm sorry. Listen, if this were a male celebrity on the same caliber, like, he's dead now, but like Michael Jackson. If Michael Jackson showed up to NFL football games and watched them on the sidelines, you think that the cameras wouldn't pan over and show Michael Jackson? I'm just curious if there would be the same reaction if it were Michael Jackson that it is Taylor Swift. Would Michael Jackson ruin the NFL by showing up to the game? It's not like she's forcing the cameras to be on her. She's just existing. What's up with that? And the game will be happening a few days before Valentine's Day. So this is perfect. This is a perfect setup. If they win, they're going to have an amazing Valentine's Day. I'll be very happy for them. And then all the men can cry. I think pretty much all the men are like rooting against the Chiefs because of Taylor Swift, which is just crazy. And all the girlies are going to be checking in. Not only because Usher is going to be playing the halftime show, but because Taylor will possibly be there. They're trying to figure out if the times will work. But it's hilarious that all the girlies want the Chiefs to win, and all the guys are like, no, we hate Travis Kelce. He's so annoying. I'm like, why? Like, it's just hilarious what they get upset about. There's way, way, way better things to be upset about and talk about, and the fact that this is the thing that men choose to, it's just so funny. I don't know. Also, another thing that's driving me crazy in the news cycle recently, the 9-month cruise. I was looking, when that thing was being built, I was looking at the articles about it when it was getting built because I was really excited. It looks really cool. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that boat is one of the biggest that they've made, which is pretty cool. And the inside looked really awesome and, modern, whatever. The first, day, I think it was the second or third day that they were on the water and guests were on board, they had a flood. I lived and worked on a cruise ship for a year and a half. We never had a flood. And it wasn't like they hit anything. I think a water main broke, or it was really bad rain outside. But we went through actual hurricanes, terrible, terrible rain. The entire ship rocking, insane, back and forth. And we never had water come in. I'm just curious as to how that happened in the way that they built that specific ship, how that much water got into their ship, because it was this much water on the ground. Wild. So already out the get-go, guests were like, I'm freaking out. Is this going to be a Titanic, we don't say that word on Ship Life, but Titanic situation, freaking out. And there's been all this drama about the food, and the guests are sick of the food. You're sick of the food? You're sick of the food? Listen, I realize you paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to be there, and you're a guest. You deserve better food. You deserve good time, good meal. If you're sick of the food, what do you think the crew feels like? Speaking as the person that ate rice for lunch and dinner every single day of my life for a year and a half, I don't eat rice anymore. I moved to New York City. God, 5, almost 6 months ago, and I've had rice maybe 3 times, and only if it's in a taco. I cannot eat rice anymore. That's how much I ate rice. Hot dogs, I can't eat another hot dog. Can't do it. Salad, I can't do this. No. So I'm just so curious if the guests are already complaining. I think it's been a month about the food not being cycled out enough. I'm so curious. I wish I could talk to somebody on the crew. I wish I knew somebody on the crew of that ship that I could get the tea from and learn what their food is. Because I know other cruise lines are supposed to be a little bit better with their food. It depends on the cruise line if they're good with their crew for food or not. My ship was kind of known for not having the best crew food, even within our company. Our company has other ships that have better food. My specific ship, in the time that I was there, was known for not having the best. For a while, we had a chef that came on board, was amazing, really trying to get everything that we wanted for us, even met with us individually to ask us what we wanted. He was amazing. He left and it went back to normal, and it was no. So I just really wish I could get the tea from somebody, not even just about the food, about everything, about what crew life is like, about the things that they're allowed to do, the privileges that they have. Also, another little bit of tea about this cruise line and this 9-month cruise. They aren't able to stop at any ports. I'm not exactly sure what protest is going on, but there's protests, and it's preventing them from being able to dock anywhere. So the last 2 massive places they were supposed to go into port and dock, they couldn't. They were supposed to go to Antarctica, I believe, and they couldn't get off there. And then there was a more tropical one that they were supposed to go to sometime this past week that again was canceled, and they're just going to their next port. And I'm just curious, how long have the guests been on the ship? How many sea days in a row have they had? Because sea days, even though you're having fun, you're a guest, they can get hard, especially if you're not used to the waves. You could get seasick, and not having anything to stop that, you're stuck on that for a week with a week of sea days, that could be rough for you. As a person that worked on a cruise ship, you get used to it and you don't really feel seasick anymore. I felt seasick maybe the first week I worked there, and then never again. I mean, every once in a while you'd have a day where you're like, oh, I need a coconut drink, and then that would help. But I'm so curious to know how many sea days they've had and how they're handling that, and how they're getting supplies on. Because usually at a port, you get more supplies on at that port. But if they're not able to stop, Are they running out of food? Are they running out of toilet paper? Like, are they okay? It's so fascinating to me. I need to look more into this. Either way, I would love to work on another cruise ship someday in entertainment. I loved my time on the ship that I worked on for a year and a half. So I'd love to work with another cruise line. And I feel like it'd be so fun to work on one of those where you have the same guests for 9 months. My other shift that I did, you would know your guests for a week and then they leave. And sometimes you come back and it'd be like the best day ever. You're like, oh my gosh, like I know you. And it'd be so fun. I mean, there's good and bad. But how fun would it be to have the same guests for your 6 month contract? How fun would that be? You know them, you can, create this relationship with them that could be so much deeper. That's so fun. And it's also a bigger ship too, which I would be interested in doing. I love the idea of that. I think I've created my Valentine's Day resolution for future years. Okay, I need to marry rich, marry a man that will send me on a cruise for anniversaries. Not for honeymoon. I don't know if I'd want to do my honeymoon on a cruise ship. I might want to spend it somewhere else where I can just like stay stagnant and just like relax. But I need to marry rich, marry someone that will send me on multiple cruises as a guest. Because I've never been on a cruise as a guest. And I would love to do that. So here's to Valentine's Day. Here's to getting that bag. Here's to loving yourself. Here's to Taylor Swift. Here's to getting back into things that make you happy despite what people could think about you. I love you all. I hope you all have an amazing Valentine's Day and that you do something for yourself to make your day better. Okay? I love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah.